My dear friends, welcome to Rajashekar classes on Applied Data Science with Python. This is lecture number 191. In this lecture, we will try to understand testing for significance. What we are going to do in this lecture is we are going to test the significance of regression model with the help of F test. First one is, otherwise let me write, with the help of F test, and another test is T test. Yes. What does it mean? The F test is used to determine whether a significant relationship exists between the dependent variable and the set of all independent variables. We will refer to the F test as the test for overall significance. This you must understand about F test. What is the use of F test? The test for overall significance means test for, I can say it is test for model. Overall significance means if the F test shows an overall significance, the T test, this is what is the use of F test? It tests overall significance of the model. The T test is used to determine whether each of the individual independent variable significant. One must understand difference between these two tests. What is the purpose of F test and what is the purpose of T test? T test is useful for individual independent variable significance, whereas F test is useful to test the overall significance, means entire multilinear regression model significance one can test by using F test. A separate T test is conducted for each of the independent variables in the model. We refer to each of these T tests as test for individual significance. From this slide, one must understand difference between F test and T test. Otherwise, let me say like this: F test is used for testing overall model of the regression equation, and T test is used to test for individual independent variables, whether they are significant or not. In F test, what is the null hypothesis? Our null hypothesis H is H naught, that is beta 1 equal to beta 2 equal to so on, beta p equal to 0. Beta 1 is coefficient of x1, beta 2 is a coefficient of x2, so on beta p is coefficient of xp. What is your alternative hypothesis? One or more of the parameters is not equal to 0. What are the parameters? At least one of the betas must not equal to 0. That's what it says. Test statistic MSR by MSE. And what is rejection rule? There are two approaches, p-value approach and critical value approach. We will try to understand these things. Let me say, when I accept null hypothesis, accepting null hypothesis means what? This is my null hypothesis H naught. For example, if I accept beta 1 equal to 0, let me say I accepted beta 1 equal to 0. Then what does it mean? There is no relation. What is the coefficient of beta 1? That is x1. There is no relation. Between x1. x1 is coefficient of beta 1 and y. What is my y? Y is dependent variable. If I accept beta 2 equal to 0, what does it mean? There is no relationship. There is no relation between x2. What is x2? x2 is coefficient of b2 and y. Y means what? My dependent variable. Obviously, the alternate hypothesis is one or more parameters is not equal to 0. So how to find out the F statistic? F statistics is MSR by MSE. MSR means what? Mean regression sum of square, isn't it? Mean regression sum of square. What is MSE? Error sum of square. How are you getting this mean? How can I get this MSR value? Otherwise, let me say like this: my MSR equal to what is the formula? SSR by degrees of freedom. What is my SSR value? Just recall, I think it is yes. Just refer lecture number 189. In this lecture, I already calculated SSR value. What is my SSR is essentially 21 point. Just refer this particular lecture. I think it is 21.608. Refer lecture number 189 for that particular value. And by degrees of freedom, what is my degrees of freedom? P, independent variables. How many independent variable in this multilinear regression model? We have two independent variables. This is SSR by degrees of freedom. That is essentially, I think I may get something like 10.804. This is my MSR value. In similar manner, how will I get MSE value? MSE equal to SSE by n minus p minus 1. What is my SSE value? Again, just refer lecture number 189. I discussed it. I think we got this particular value 2.2994443. That is SSE by n minus p minus 1. N is number of data set size. There are 10 observations. There are two independent variables minus 1. That is 7. That is this value. What will you get this MSE? If I calculate, you will get 3.328491, something like approximately will get this value. Therefore, what is my F statistic? My F statistic is MSR by MSE. What is my MSR? MSR is 10.804. What is my MSE? That is 0.328491. If I calculate, what will I get? I will get this my F value, MSR by MSE means I will get 32 point some, I think like approximately I will get 32.88. Once again, I'm requesting you to refer my lecture number 189, in which I discussed, I calculated SSR, I calculated SSE. There are 10 observations, 2 independent variables. You can check this calculated value from this particular table. This particular ordinary least square regression I already discussed in lecture number 190. Just say 32.8. This is my calculated value, isn't it? What is that's what it says. Just say 32.88. This is my F value, isn't it? Therefore, what is your this one critical value approach? Reject H naught if F is greater than or equal to F alpha. What is my F value? 32.88. What is my F alpha? F alpha is based on F distribution with P degrees of freedoms in numerator. What is P here? P equal to, there are 2 independent variables. Just refer my previous lectures. And n minus p minus 1 degrees of freedom in the denominator. N means 10, p means 2, n minus p minus 1 means 7. Means in numerator, I have 2 degrees of freedom. Let me say nu1. In denominator, I have 7 degrees of freedom. Let me assume my level of significance I alpha equal to 5%. Just go to your F distribution table. This is F distribution table. In this one, this is 5% level of significance. What is nu1? There are how many numerator degrees of freedoms. What is new one here? Numerator degrees of p degrees of freedom in the numerator. Denominator is 7, 2, 7. What does it mean? 2, 7 means what? What is your numerator degrees of freedom? This is new one. This is new to denominator degrees of freedom 7. 2, 7 means there is a value known as 4.74. This is F alpha. Isn't it? What is my F alpha? My F alpha is from F distribution table 4.74. What is my F value? My F value is 32.88. What is my F alpha? I think it is 4.74. Yes, it is 4.74. My F alpha is 4.74. Isn't it? What is the critical value approach? Reject H naught if F is greater than or equal to F alpha. Yes, 32.88 is greater than 4.74. Correct. Therefore, I must reject H naught. I must reject null hypothesis. That is critical value approach. What is p-value approach? Just I am assuming alpha equal 5%. Here, in the case of p-value approach, what is the probability? Just see, probability of F statistic. That is 0.000276. This is my p-value. P-value is very less, isn't it? P-value is less than or equal to alpha. Alpha means what? 5%, isn't it? 5% p-value is less than or equal to alpha. 5% means what? It is 0.05, you can say, isn't it? This your p that is 0.000276 is less than 0.05. Therefore, according to p-value approach also, I must reject null hypothesis. Even according to critical value approach also, we rejected null hypothesis by using F statistics. As I told you, this F statistics will give overall significance of the model. To test individual significance of independent variables, I must go for t-test, isn't it? For any parameter, let me say, now we will go for individual. For each variable, we will see whether that individual variable is significant or not. For any parameter, let me say here my parameter is beta I. This is beta I. H naught, null hypothesis beta I equal to 0. Alternative hypothesis beta I not equal to 0. What is my test statistic? My test statistics is T equal to Bi by SBI. This is my formula. Actual formula is, your actual formula must be T equal to Bi minus beta I by SBI. According to null hypothesis, we assumed beta I equal to 0. Therefore, if I keep 0, you will get T equal to Bi by SBI. Isn't it? Because we are assuming beta I equal 0. As beta I equal 0, I can treat this T as Bi by SBI. Isn't it? Rejection rule, as usual, p-value approach, critical value approach. We will try to understand p-value approach as well as critical value approach. What it says p-value approach, as I reject H naught if p-value is less than or equal to alpha. First we will try to understand p-value, then we will see critical value approach. Just see p-value, the standard error, just let me say like this, the standard error for x1. Otherwise, first let me consider p-value for this one. What is p-value for x1? 0. What is that value? 0.000. Again, what is p-value for number of deliveries? Number of deliveries p-value is 0.004. Isn't it? It is less than 5%. This one is also, I am assuming my level of significance is 5%. Therefore, what does it mean? Reject H naught. Reject H naught in the case of x1, even in the case of x2. Means there is a relationship between dependent variable and x1, and there is a relationship between dependent variable and number of deliveries, isn't it? This is p-value approach. Even if you want, you can test by using this t-value approach, this critical value approach. What it says, reject h naught if t is less than or equal to minus t alpha by 2 or t is greater than or equal to t alpha by 2. First we will calculate t value for both variables. How can I calculate t value for both variables? Just see standard error for x1. Where is my x1? This is my x1. What is my standard error? Standard error is 0.010. The standard error, this is for x1. For second variable, what is standard error? This is standard error. That is 0.221. Isn't it? I can say, what can I say? This is, how can I calculate my first variable? What is t value? b1 by sb1. What is my b1 by sb1 means what? What is my b1? b1 is coefficient for x1. What is coefficient? 0.611. Just see, that is 0.0611. By what is my sb1? What is sb1? sb1 is standard error. This is b1. This is b1. This is sb1. Isn't it? What is my sb1? 0.010. This is my for first variable. Let me say for first variable t1. How can I calculate for t2? b2 by sb2. What is my b2? b2 means what? Coefficient. This is my b2. That is 0.9234. 0.9234 b2 by sb2. What is sb2? This is my sb2. That is sb2 is 0.221. What will I get? If I simplify this one, I will get this one. This is 6.182 I will get. And what about for second variable? What will I get? I will get 4.176. This is for first variable x1. This is for second variable number of deliveries. This is number of deliveries. If you want to check individual independent variables, I need t distribution. Now, what I have to do according to test, what it says, just what it says, this must be the logic. What is the logic? Reject, I can write here, reject h naught. What is the rule? Reject h naught if t is less than or equal to minus t alpha by 2 or t is greater than or equal to t alpha by 2. What is my t for first? In the case of first one, I need t alpha by 2 value as I am assuming alpha equal 5%. That is 0.05. What is my alpha by 2 value? That is 0.025. At n minus 1 degrees of freedom, n is 10, 10 minus 1, 9 degrees of freedom. I must check, let me check t distribution table. What is my t distribution table? Just check here at n minus 1, 9 degrees of freedom, 0.025, 0.025 means this one. This is 0.0, alpha by 2. Alpha is 0.05. 0.05 by 2 means 0. This is your tabulated value 2.262. Isn't it? That is 2.262. Therefore, my T alpha by 2. What is my T alpha by 2 value? 2.262. What about my for first variable? What is value? 6.18. 6.18. This is for first variable. Is greater than 2.262. Therefore, what I have to do? R means any one of the condition. Reject H naught. Reject H naught. Reject H naught in the case of first variable. What about second variable? Again, second variable value is 4.176. This 4.176 is greater than what is your T alpha by 2? 2.262. In the case of second variable, that is in the case of number of deliveries also, I must reject H naught, that is beta 2 is not equal to 0, isn't it? There is a relation between dependent variable and number of deliveries. Even there is a relation between dependent variable y and x1. This is a procedure to test to apply F test and T test for multilinear regression model. Just go through this lecture. This is simple and straightforward lecture. If you have any difficulty, just keep a comment. Thank you very much.